What's really good, y'all? Good evening, happy Friday night. Hope all is well. I gotta jump into this. I just finished the book and I wanna like chime in with you guys. I wanna know if you read the book, did you buy it? Um, According to social media and Google right now, the family has pulled the book off the shelves. The book is off of Amazon right now. You can no longer buy the book on Amazon. It is off of Amazon. It is on Etsy as well, but right now, you can no longer buy the book on Amazon. What book am I talking about? I am talking about Kim's Lost Words. Shout out to Ari Fatal. How are you? This is the book, guys, I'm talking about right here. Kim's Lost Words. This is the book. This is the book. This is the book. What is this book? You must know. If you're in all the Diddy drama right now, you heard some things, some things, some things. They said this lady Kim Porter had a book out. They said she had a diary. They said she had some memoirs that were saved to the clouds, and she felt like she was gonna lose her life. And she recorded some memories, and she started uploading them. And she did what she had to do because she felt like she didn't have much time left. So as you get into the book, I think I'm gonna definitely do an audio transcription of this book on this channel. Now that the book is off the shelves, you can no longer buy it on Amazon. I'm not sure about Etsy and other platforms, but I think I may read this book to people. I think that really may be a thing, but definitely, like, try to get you a copy. Try to find one of those portals or websites you can read free books online. If you can find it, good luck to you, best of you. But I had to drop this video. Like, I had to. This is a very small book. Just to let you guys know, for those of you that don't know, it's under 100 pages. You can definitely read this book in one day. It's about 19 chapters. Every chapter is about a page to 2 pages long. It definitely gives off the vibe of this was a journal entry, this was a diary. This is not a complete book. This is just pieces of notes that maybe this woman read. Full disclaimer in this video, I'm only repeating what I read in the book. I saw another YouTube person actually did the same thing. Another YouTube person actually read the book page for page, word for word. And I may give y'all some of this tea today. You never know. But full disclaimer in this book, on this video right now about this book. Some people are saying it's fake. Some people are saying it's real. If you know who Kim Porter is, Kim Porter was the mother of three children with Sean Puffy Combs and one child with Albie Shore, who are both R&B people in the industry of hip hop and music and things like that. Albie Shore was really popping back in the 80s. In the early 90s. Diddy has been popping from the 90s up until now, has had several successes from Bad Boy to many artists from Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Biggie Smalls, Faith Evan, Mary J. Blige, the list goes on and on. Currently speeding up today, we all know he's incarcerated. We don't know how long he'll be there. There's all these allegations coming out about abuse from several women he slept with or allegedly, did great things with or other things with that they were not happy about. And now all these people are coming out, speaking out, men, women. There's even some talk about some children, being involved in these kind of things, But if you know, you know. I'm gonna try to keep this video like super clean and try to abide by all the YouTube guidelines. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Let me put that out there. Fair use. Make sure I'm representing the right way because I don't need no smoke. Yeah, so if you know, you know. This is a hot topic right now. I'm not gonna get into any of the scandal or anything about any specifics about the case. That's not what this is about right now, but fair use. So I'm gonna just jump right in and I'm gonna read a chapter or two with you guys. Again, this is my book review on Kim's Lost Words. But before I read a chapter to you, if I should even read a chapter, I don't know. Let me give you my honest opinion about the book. Again, so the book's about 56 pages, supposed to be allegedly memoirs from Kim Porter. Upon her deathbed, she felt like, something would happen to her. She started, documenting some things in life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So my opinion about this book is that I definitely feel like there's some truth to this book. I definitely think there's some truth to this book. And yes, Irby, I feel like I believe some of it. I can't say if I believe all of it, but I believe some of it. What I like about this book is that Kim Porter wasn't stupid. God bless the dead. She definitely X'd out certain names in the book that she did not want to put on people on blast. And there's some names that she did not blink out because she just did not, care. And I guess she felt like, it was nothing to hide. It was a public thing. But there were a lot of names in the book that I was surprised to hear. Some of them names I heard in the book that I did not expect to hear were included Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, Mary J. Blige. Yeah, those are some of the names that I did not expect to be in this book that were actually in this book. So in this book, she's pretty much talking about her humble upbringings and her life. When she started dating, becoming a first time mother, her first relationship, meeting P. Diddy, the life she lived with him, jewelry, luxury, makeup, accessories, hair, parties, award show, the life, the behind the scenes glam life, what happens after dark, sacrifices, things of that nature, um, murders. There's a lot that she's talking about in this book. Like she's touching a little bit on everything, but she's only specifically missing a few key players in this book. Now, from what I hear, there's a full book out there that has all the complete chapters, and I'm hearing that book came out just now on Amazon and Etsy. It's just more of a journal entry diary log that she had at some point. But there is a complete book that is out there floating in the clouds somewhere that is thicker than the book that just been sold and produced just now after Sean P. Diddy Combs has been, arrested in jail. So word on the street is, there are various chapters in the clouds, and there's various chapters that have been sent to close friends of Kim Porter in the event that something happened to her, that it would be on her words to get this book out. Now, granted, we do hear her relatives talking about this is not real, this is distasteful, she would never do this kind of thing. Um, you just never know, right? You just really never know. Do we really ever know someone what they're going through behind closed doors? Sometimes we just really never know. So I say all that to say I think you get your hands on a book, read it online on one of the websites that show free books. Take that opportunity to do so because I feel like this is something that you just need to educate yourself on. And I feel like there is some truth to this because of the person who is the common denominator. This person has been in many scandals and issues and celebrity drama and beef over the years and deaths and other things like that. So anything is possible. You cannot rule out anything. I do believe in paranoia and having anxiety and panic attacks and being in your head and being able to hurt yourself because you're in your head so much. I do believe in that as well. But I feel like this woman was really afraid and scared for her life. And she did whatever she did that she felt like if something happened to her, that her words would be out there. I can't believe everything I'm reading in the book. I don't know, there's a lot of information that's blacked out in the book, so you don't know who she's talking about. But if you do your research, go back into that time frame when she and Diddy were together, I guess you can probably figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit thirsty, guys. Once I have to have a little sip of water. Thank you for that. So, I'm happy I got a copy of this book. I feel like you guys should read it, get your own perspective or your own views on it. And I plan to read the entire book online here on this channel at some point. If you don't believe it, I understand. It's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. But for me, it's just too much of going to this with too many things. I feel like there could be some truth to this. What's truth and what's fake? That's the part we'll never know. So I'm gonna try to read a chapter a day. It's not a lot of chapters, maybe two or so. But I'll read the first chapter. Chapter 1, Introduction. Soon after high school, I started landing modeling jobs. I couldn't believe it. It was all happening so fast. I met my husband, father of my oldest child, and one of my oldest friends in life, I'll be sure. It was a whirlwind romance. I was only 19 when we married, and no, it didn't work out. Al is still one of my best friends to this day. Our son Quincy is such a talented and wonderful young man. At that time, I had no idea my relationship with Al was going to introduce me to the man that I would spend my better part of my adult life with, a man who I would love and cherish, but eventually fear and hate. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I will say, although I knew what was going on, I turned a blind eye many times. Here, I have to tell the truth. Unfortunately, because deep down I know everything that was happening, but I lied to myself a lot. He was so charming, a wool in sheep's clothing, a devil, and I fell for it all. This story must be told despite the fact it will hurt my children. I cannot hide it any longer. Sean Combs must be stopped. That's the first chapter. So It jumps right into the juice and the tea just like that. Again, full disclaimer. You know, this is I'm just reading what's in this book. That's all. Chapter 2, Humble Beginnings. I was born to loving parents, Jake Porter and Sarah L. Porter, in the Peach State of Georgia, all through Columbus High School, where I graduated in 1988. I know I was going to be famous. In the 10th grade, one of the best friends, Tina, said to me, "You won't make it here in Georgia." I knew if I really wanted to be famous, I would have to leave my hometown and my home, Georgia. That conversation was so important as I look back now. It changed my life. I met Al, as in I'll be sure, while I was working in the industry. He was so dope and charming, and I had such a crush on him. We were married before I knew it, and Quincy was on the way. But I was young, and it just felt like it wasn't going to last. It was a little heat between us after we separated, but we got past that quickly. He is just super dope guy. He's just a super dope guy. An amazing father. Though we separated, we are forever bonded through Quincy. Thank you, Al. I will always love you. When I met Sean, as in Sean Puff Daddy Combs, he was cool. I didn't think much of him at the time. He was just another guy at the label. Uptown was huge and we were all living our best lives. But Sean continued to lay on the charm, and before I knew it, we were dating. And as a young single mom at one of the hottest companies in the world, life couldn't get any better. Then it did. My boyfriend was getting even bigger. He and Clive, as in Clive Davis, would hang out a lot, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, that was his boss, and he was doing things bigger than most men dare to even dream. Then it happened. I mean, okay, I was a little bit of a freak. I really enjoyed myself with my partner, and toys are one thing, but I never imagined having a man I was dating ask me to use a toy on him. The first thing he said, he just wanted to experiment, try something new. I was so grossed out, but he kept begging. He said it would only be this one time, and he was just curious. I was only 20 at the time. I said, "What the hell?" I hated it. He bled from it, and there was shit on it. I left him alone after that. Chapter 3, Second Chances. Sean kept reaching out and I kept ignoring his calls. Eventually in a few weeks we ran into each other at an event. He came over and sat next to me. We were cordial. He flattered me by saying, "You look amazing." I replied with a smile, "Thanks, Sean." I tried to get up to leave, but he pulled my arm as I turned to him. He looked deep into my eyes and said, "Look, what happened between us was weird, but I really care about you. Can we?" He paused and I tried to use this as my attempt to escape. I put my hand back and said, "Sorry, Sean, I have to go. Please, I think I'm falling in love with you. Can we talk?" My breath was taken away. Did he say he loved me? It was so fast. I wasn't aware of this as manipulative tactic, not yet. God, I was so young and so naive. He continued, "Let's just have dinner," and I fell for it. 2 days later, we went out for drinks at a lounge in Lower Manhattan. The place was nice. Sean was really coming up and pulling out all the stops to impress me. He pulled the chair out for me to sit. Back then, he was always a gentleman. He smiled and said, "Look," as he sat across from me. I hated it and I never wanted to do it again. Give me another chance. Over coffee the next morning, I decided to give him another chance. For the next year and a half, things seemed pretty normal. It was fun. Things were going great, and we were living the dream that I dreamt about throughout my youth. Sean and Clyde were working on Bad Boy, and he had his first couple of artists. He picked up Craig Mack, then some rapper from the West Coast called Notorious B1 to help Chris develop. He was collaborating with the biggest names in hip hop to make it happen. Things could not be more amazing. Then he asked me to do it again. It was insane, Sean said. "Baby, I can't stop thinking about it." "What the hell are you talking about?" I responded. Sean continued, "I just can't stop thinking about that night. It was amazing. Can you screw me one more time? Please?" I became infuriated. "Why don't you go to Clive? He's the one screwing you, isn't he?" Then Sean hit me. This was the first time, but he slapped me hard. Before I could form words, he began to beg. I'm sorry," holding my cheek where he hit me. I turned and ran off. That should have been it, but I guess I am a gluten for punishment. He sent flowers and a bunch of expensive gifts. Then we bumped into each other at an industry event. He sat down next to me. This was deja vu. Sean started imagining running. Something. Well, sorry. This was deja vu. Sean started. "Imagine running into you here." She said, "Get the fuck away from me," I forced out. He became more serious as he said, "Look, baby, I'm sorry," but I glared at him. "There is nothing you can ever say to me. Nothing." After an awkward silence, he finished. You know I love you. I love your son. He's my son. I don't know how to fix this, but I'll do anything. I'm sorry. Shit, he can be so sweet. Here we go with the love thing. That time, this time is not falling in. He was great with Quincy, and to be honest, despite everything, I missed him. As he stood to walk away, I remember him hearing him say, "Call me later." What the fuck is wrong with me? Chapter 4. So I'm 4 chapters in. You can see how quick the chapters go, but bear with me. Chapter 4, Forgiveness. Sean arrived with flowers in his hands. He wanted to see Quincy. He was so good with him. Quincy ran over to hug him. I felt my heart melting. He's asked Quincy, "How you doing, Tiger?" Quincy looked so innocent as he responded, "I'm good. I miss you." Sean's response sounded genuine. "I miss you too. We'll hang out tomorrow, okay?" "Okay, Sean." Give him a little love tap on the butt. She's saying that Sean P. Diddy gave her son a little love tap on the butt, pretty much. "It's bedtime," Quincy replied. "Okay, good night." As he turned headed towards his bedroom, he was the man I fell in love with. But what was I thinking? Shit, not only does he want butt plugs, he slapped the shit out of me. So why am I still talking to him? They say that love is blind, but is it stupid too? As Quincy left, Sean looked at me and smiled. "Baby, let's go have some fun. The babysitter's on the way. I just want to show you a good time." I was so mad at myself for melting as I said, "Okay." We sat on the couch laughing and genuinely having a good time when the doorbell rang. The babysitter had arrived and so we left. As we exited the house, a big man climbed out the limo and opened the door for us. He wore a sharp suit with a gun noticeably tucked under his arm. I thought to myself, he could have made it invisible, or did he want me to see it? Despite my reservations, Gene was a sweetheart. He was very courteous and polite. As he tipped his head and said, "Good evening, ma'am," Gene drew a smile out of me as I responded, "Hello." Gene and I will see each other a lot after this day. Chapter 5, Sean Nils. This year passed, and thankfully we didn't have many bad arguments, although Sean was strangely getting into voodoo. He would put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had excuses and delays when it came to committing to marriage. His label was blowing up, Biggie dropped, it was just about over. He also signed Mary J. Blige, and of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought. He claimed it was a mistake, and my stupid ass took him back. Again. Sean asked me for a threesome with her. At first, I was mad, but Mary was beautiful. It was our first threesome, and I loved it. Mary was sexy. I would not be doing this a lot, but it was so hot. I was young and exploring my sexuality, and it was enticing. Over the years, we brought other women into our bedroom periodically, and we were happy. That is until one day I came home to a situation that went from awkward to a nightmare. Quincy was with the babysitter, and Sean was sitting with Al B. Shore at the dinner table. I had a child with Al, and Sean was the father in Quincy's life. The awkwardness of all of us being together had dissolved a long time ago, but it was still weird that they were there in my home together alone. I sat down and we had drinks. It was fun. The conversation was cool until it wasn't. Al was a little loose after a couple of drinks. I remember him saying, "It's still weird seeing you with my friend, but you're happy, so I'm happy for you guys." Sean responded, "Thanks, man. Me and you we've shared so much." I replied coolly, "Weird." The conversation took on an odd, awkward turn when Sean said, "We all been together sexually, but not together." I was shocked for a moment as a quietness lingered in the room. I asked, "What do you mean by all together?" Al shifted uncomfortably, but Sean didn't hesitate. "You know how we sometimes invite other people to our bed?" I couldn't believe it. "Oh, hell no. Sean, this is my son's father. Al, say something." What Al said was mind boggling. "I don't know. It could be kind of hot. I miss you in that way." Although I couldn't believe Sean would do this, the truth was I still cared about Al, and this could be very hot. I just didn't want it messing up my relationship, and if things became awkward, how would it affect Quincy? So I asked, "Are you both sure?" I imagined both of them inside of me. I knew this would be awkward sexually. There would be some bumping of genitals, but what happened next, I couldn't have imagined in my wildest dream. Al XXXXX. There's a lot of X's here. So this is a person's name that she's not talking about because she's not giving it up for whatever reason. So she goes, "Al blank." I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock. But when Sean blink, 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 I ran out the room. This was too much. I couldn't. Sean called out to me, "Oh, come on, Kimmy." They didn't chase after me. They blink, 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 blink. So using my imagination, I'm thinking backyard mountain kind of thing. But you use your own idea and your own opinion. I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't be with Sean for a while, but that wouldn't be the last time I saw Sean in a compromising position, not by a long shot. One day I found the vault where he kept all of his encounters with men. Yes, he kept a record of it, but that's for later. Chapter 6, Pac. Okay, this probably gonna be my last chapter. Yeah, this is my last chapter, and I'll do another remaining 6 tomorrow, possibly. Biggie took over East Coast hip hop, and Sean was the brilliant mind that orchestrated it. He hired people to teach Chris how to flow and write his lyrics. He hired the best producers to do beats, although he took credit for them. And the music was unstoppable at this point. Sean was sleeping with all the power plays, and everyone that wanted to do music wanted to be a bad boy. Sean willed and dealt in a way that would have been unthinkable to many. He slept with the guys that really controlled the music and stay on top. A lot of the names were average people who have never been heard of. These are the guys that make the decision on who was winning and who was not. He hosted parties that were just a fancy name for orgies, and everyone wanted in. When I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship, and yes, I slept with Pac. Shit, he was sexy. Sean didn't mind. Well, not until he tried to get Pac to join both of us. Pac was not good with that. Not until he tried to get. Sorry, Pac was not good with that. This is where the relationship between them became strained. Tupac wasn't going to accept Sean's advances. Pac wasn't gay, and he was pissed about the advances. Excuse me, guys. We were all in Sean's house. I was drinking, they were smoking, everyone was just relaxing. Sean came in on what I am sure he would call a smooth approach. My bad is bad, isn't she? He said, my baby is bad, isn't she? Pac threw me a sly smile. Hell yeah, I felt myself blush. Sean was now in full swing. You think you hit it better than me? I couldn't believe he disrespected me that way. I was not I was not playing with my response. I yelled, Sean, what the fuck? Pac came to my defense. Damn, bro, you ain't gotta do the sister that way. Tupac appeared upset behind Sean's words, but Sean went in for the kill regardless. I think my beefcake bigger than yours. I bet you I can make her come faster than you. What's up? Pac was appalled. What the F are you talking about, nigga? I ain't trying to run no effing train. Sean continued. What you scared of? Let me see who F's better. Let her be the judge. Yes, at this point we have been inviting others into our bed for a while, but I am not used to it and we will not stand for disrespect. I was the only one upset. Pac shouted, nigga, you talking about pulling out your beefcake right now? Sean was undaunted. What, you scared? Tupac simply left. The things were contentious since then. The two could not be in the same room. Pac avoided me as much as he did Sean. When they did bump into each other, the tension was palpable. It felt like blows could be thrown at any moment. Months passed with only tension between them. It was uncomfortable, but nothing life or death. Then one day, while we were at the studio, it happened. I walked into Sean's office. He was having the conversation. Sean sat across from Jenny Henchman's. Pac, don't leave that fucking studio alive. I don't think I'm supposed to hear it. I continued as if I didn't. Hey, Sean, you good? Good morning, Jimmy. They didn't seem to think I heard anything. I'm ordering breakfast, smiling. Sean replies first. Let me get some eggs sunny side up with grits and orange juice. I could see he was hungover. Good. I don't want him knowing I know anything. If he just puts a hit out on Pac, knowing something could be dangerous, Jimmy apparently not hungry again. Let me reread that. I feel like I kind of slowed down on that. Let me reread that line. I feel like I just got low with it. She says, I don't want him knowing I know anything. If he just put a hit out on Pop, knowing something could be dangerous, Jimmy, apparently not hungry, said, nothing for me. As he stood to exit the room, he says to Sean, let's make that happen. Then he nodded to me and said, Kim, always a pleasure, with a wink to me and a nod to Sean. He turned and walked out. Jimmy was part of our intimate circle. I went on as if nothing was happening. I'll make the call now. I smiled as I left, hoping I wasn't white as a sheet. I wasn't in the studio the night Pac survived being shot. Thank God. From what I understand, Sean and Chris saw Pac at the studio after he'd been shot and did nothing. The way God works, after being shot, Pac made it to the elevator and tried to escape, but it stopped on the floor Sean and Chris were on. When the doors opened, they saw him lying on the elevator floor, riddled with bullets. The fact that they didn't call an ambulance, although they saw Pac lying there swimming in a pool of his own blood, would be all the evidence Pac ever needed. He, of course, assumed they placed a hit, and Tupac is a soldier. This is not something that will be unanswered. Tupac didn't do well. He lost his testicles, but he survived. It was orchestrated, and Sean Puffy Combs was the orchestrator. Mm, mm. And see what I'm telling you? Juicy, 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 juicy. I'm gonna do chapter 7 is a little thick, but since I got Irby with me, I'm gonna keep going, Irby. Chapter 7, threats. At this point, I knew I had to get away from him, but I was scared. Is he gonna take my life if I try to escape? On one February evening, I thought I found my opportunity at a dinner after an event. We were at a ritzy restaurant in a private booth. It was an exclusive setup. We were alone, but we were in a public. Perfect. Sean was the one. Sean was on the phone talking to an unknown listener as he sat down. His words on that call will be etched into my mind forever. We're going to release Who Shot You Now. He waited for a response, then went on to say, of course they're going to think Big was talking about Pac. That's the whole fucking point. Nobody would give a fuck about a diss track against LL Cool J. Do you know how much money we'll make with this kind of rap beef? Niggas battling after someone really got shot. This may be the best time for this conversation. Sean was finishing up. We drop that shit tomorrow. He listened to the phone and then responded, there's gonna be blood in these streets. Niggas miss Pox alive. Let's capitalize on that shit. When he responded, it's gonna mean more money. He turned around and looked at me and spoke back into the phone. I'll call you back, then hung up and spoke to me. What's wrong? I tried my best to give a fake smile at what I heard. After all, me and Pac were intimate. I responded, nothing. Sean wasn't fooled. Are you sure? His demeanor was threatening, but I responded as cool as I could muster to his intimidating stare. Yes, of course. He took my hand, saying, that's wonderful. He began to squeeze my hand until it hurt as he continued. Because seeing you walk in the office while I was talking about killing that motherfucker was not saying shit to me, had me just a little concerned. His grip started to hurt badly. You're hurting me. As he continued, he squeezed tighter. You're pretending you didn't hear anything was a sign of your loyalty to me, not something I should be concerned with, right? I had no choice but to give him the answer he wanted. I knew I was trapped when I responded. Of course I'm loyal to you. He let me go as he responded. Good. And remember, I'm the big beefcake. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. That is a lot. So I'm going to park it right there. And as you guys can see, it's a lot of juice. A lot of juice. And it's crazy. Irby is saying one of Diddy's baby mamas, Sarah Chapman, was Tupac's ex. Did not know that. Did not know that. It gets saucier and saucier and saucier every time. But as you can see, the book is very graphic, very detailed, very risque, and it's given a lot. It's given a lot. I might as well finish up this chapter because I'm damn near. So let me see, where was I? I snatched my hand back in pain. He smiled and said, let's start off with a good wine. He snapped his fingers and his favorite wine was poured for review. They knew what Sean wanted and what he wanted he got. I'm trapped. Now isn't the time for me to launch my escape plan. I have to be strategic. It's gonna be hard to leave the glamour and bliss, the lifestyle. I mean, this man just snapped his fingers in one of the most exclusive restaurants in New York City and then poured him a drink of his choice. The bottle of wine is $800 and this is 1994. The list to get in this place was 6 months long. If you are somebody, Mayor Giuliani has a table here tonight also. If I got up and walked out, I would be safe. But what about tomorrow? I had to think. He sipped his wine and smiled. You're not drinking. He pointed at my glass, and of course, a waiter filled it. They knew, they knew what I liked as well. Sean has a bad temper. He yells sometimes, and okay, he's rough. He's roughed me up once or twice, but he's never punched me. He's never bruised me. He never hit Quincy. I would have not. I would not have stood for that. He never laid a hand on my son. At that time, I never thought of him touching Quincy in any way. Then the significance of what he said hit me. Is he mad at Tupac over me? I'm the big beefcake. Oh my god! The last time he put hands on me, it was because I enjoyed Jamie Foxx too much. Shit, he enjoyed Jamie too. He gets so insanely jealous. It's not fair. He wants to bring other men in the bedroom, but gets jealous when he does. Damn, you're quiet tonight, he said, snapping back into present. I asked the question that was burning in my mind since I walked into the office. What does Chris think of me? He looked at me coolly and said, his fat ass better just keep doing music. A third guest was escorted over by security. Sean motioned for him to sit. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, would you like something? Carter responded, no thank you. Then he said hello to me with a smile. Smiling, I replied, hey Carter, and took a sip of my drink. The Seans may share a bed together from time to time, but thankfully I was never asked to join. Mm-mm-mm. Carter went on to speak to Sean. I thought we were meeting in private. Sean replied with a nonchalant shrug. I had to discuss something with her. It's fine. Go ahead. He wielded this kind of power. Carter shifted, uncomfortably in his chair before continuing. It's true. Chris and Pop were about to start their own label. Sean slammed his fist against the table, shouting, doesn't anyone have any fucking loyalty? Carter, well, that's not happening right now. Sean peered at Carter with a distrust. Why the fuck are you eager to share this with me? Chris is your man. Fuck, he brought you on, and you're stabbing him in the back. Carter responded with indignity. First, I'm tired of being that nigga's son. I need to come out from under his damn shadow. Sean smiled slightly. Okay, I respect that, Carter. Keep going. On top of that, this nigga's making that move, and it should have been with me. Sean looked at Carter blankly. Pac put Chris on. You know this. This is really about all about Carter. Don't you fucking try to play me. The Jay-Z of today wasn't born yet. This young Sean Carter was in over his head. Cornered, he had to spill it out. I want his spot. Ambition. Now this is a man I can work with. Sean made a grandiose gesture towards Carter. Waiter, get this motherfucker whatever he wants. Carter smiled. Thank you, Sean responded. Honesty and ambition. We're gonna make a lot of bread together. Carter ordered a drink. As he stated again, guess he won't be leaving with that nigga to do his own label now. Sean responded with his normal air of arrogance. Why don't you let me worry about that? I took I took this as my cue to escape. I told Sean, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to Quincy. Sean said Sean was wrapping up his conversation with Carter and barely noticed as he excused me. Have the limo drop you off. We didn't eat. He didn't care. I smiled and he kissed me on the cheek and I left. Chapter 8 is about Khadida. Khadida is Quincy Jones' daughter, and chapter 8 is allegedly about the experience she had with Khadida and Diddy regarding Tupac. So I'm gonna tap it off right there. I just read 20 pages. That's about eight chapters, almost 9 chapters, and it's juicy as hell. But fair use, fair use, fair use. Shout out to Every Fatal for popping in with me. Thank you guys for listening. I wonder if you guys think there's a lot of talk about this being fake, not real. I want to send a shout out to all my subscribers that's out here in the world. Yes, Tupac's fiance, Khadida. Yep, that's what the next chapter is about. Khadida. Chapter 8 is about Khadida. Um, and yeah, I just finished this book today. And when I finished it, I'm just like, wow, there is a lot going on here in this book. I don't know how much of it is real. I definitely believe some of this is real, but you can get a copy of this book. If you can get a copy of this book, get your hands on a copy of this book. So I'm gonna try my best to give you guys the next 8 chapters tomorrow. So check my channel tomorrow morning. It'll be up early, early, early. I'll be reading these chapters to you and leave a comment, ask me any questions you want on this book. I think this is hella juicy. If this woman did lose her life this way because of what she said in this book, I feel like, my condolences and my prayers out because, this is above me. We got so much going on right now. So I don't know. People die every day when it comes to celebrities and stuff. We never know what's really factual when we hear, celebrities dying or famous people or singers or actors. Like we never know the real tea. We only know what comes on the news. But peace, y'all. Thanks for watching. Replay game, new subscribers, day one subscribers. Appreciate you. Shout out to Urban Fatal, the best mod in the whole world. Thank you for rocking out with me. If you want to hear the next 8 chapters of this book, please subscribe to my channel. Once you guys subscribe, I will definitely be throwing the remaining chapters of this book out here on this channel. Leave me a comment. The more comments I see, the more enthusiastic and motivated I'll be to actually drop the chapters here in a transcription audio like I did just now. So peace out, guys. Thank you, Irby, for coming in, popping through. Appreciate you. I'm signing out. Thank you guys for listening for the first 7 chapters. Stay tuned for the rest. If I get a comment, I'll drop them all tomorrow. So the more comments on this video, the more enticed and in tuned I'll be to drop the rest of this for you guys. So you guys don't gotta go out there and look for the book since it's already being pulled from Amazon. Y'all gotta go look for it. I got you right here. The peace, y'all. Later. Have a good one. Hope all is well. And until next time, subscribe. One love. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Peace, Irby.